Diddy's federal sex trafficking trial underway. The jury hearing this morning testimony from a Homeland Security special agent in charge named Gerard Gannon. He's talking about that March 2024 raid on Combs' Miami Beach home. And he's going over the evidence that was collected from Combs' bedroom closet during the search. He described finding high-heeled shoes, cell phones, pills, cocaine, cash, a handgun, and you guessed it, bottles of baby oil. Well, remember, the Combs case happening in federal courts, so our cameras are not allowed to show it, but we're inside the courtroom and outside of the courthouse, and possibly today, possibly tomorrow, the government's going to call Scott Misculi. Who is he? The musician known as Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is going to be called to the stand. Court TV's Kelly Craft inside the courtroom right now. She's going to be coming out to give us an update a little bit later on the case. And why is Kid Cudi important? Well, because for a hot minute there, he was dating Cassie, and that allegedly got Diddy mad, and he allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car. So that could be what's known as a predicate crime that's alleged as part of this racketeering conspiracy. Another artist's testimony that was key in this case is the testimony coming in from former Diddy artist Dawn Richard. And what we've done is we've taken the court transcript of what she testified to and married it with some AI voice technology so you can go into the courtroom and hear what she said. Let's do that now.
Before the weekend, you testified regarding an incident involving an egg skillet in 2009 at Mr. Combs' residence. Do you recall that?
Yes.
You also testified that the following day, Mr. Combs called you back to his residence and made certain statements to you. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Can you please remind the jury the statements that Mr. Combs made to you at that time?
That the relationship that he had, that the incident was of passion, and that Cassie was okay, and that if we say anything, that we could go missing.
What did you understand him to mean?
That we could die.
Ms. Richard, how did you react when Mr. Combs threatened you in this manner?
I didn't react at all, was shocked, but also scared because it was our first time really getting started to record, and that was my first time really being in a group with everybody. And I couldn't believe that this would be the beginning of the journey for us.
The group you're referring to, Ms. Richard, is Diddy Dirty Money?
Yes, Dirty Money.
Following the incident in Mr. Combs' residence in 2009, did you continue to see Ms. Ventura while you were a member of Diddy Dirty Money?
I did.
Generally, where would you see her?
In the studio, in hotels, events that we would have, performances we would have, and in the house as well.
Generally, how frequently would you see Ms. Ventura?
Frequently.
After the incident in Mr. Combs' Los Angeles residence, were there other occasions when you observed acts of violence between Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura?
Yes.
How frequently did you observe Mr. Combs being violent with Ms. Ventura?
Frequently.
Can you please describe for the jury what you observed generally?
He would punch her, choke her, drag her, slap her in the mouth. I saw him kick her, punch her in the stomach.
Prior to witnessing those incidents, were you able to observe the interactions between Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura?
Yes.
And generally, based on your observations, what would prompt these acts of violence?
It varied. It could be Cass speaking up for herself. It could be, random, like we wouldn't even know where it came from. It could be if she wanted to perform or she had an opinion about something. It just varied.
And when you state that it happens sometimes when Ms. Ventura would speak up for herself, can you describe what you mean by that?
Cass is like quiet. She would be quiet. She had a quiet demeanor. She was soft. And when she would have these moments of like trying to stick up for herself, trying to be more for herself, and he wasn't having that, he would hurt her for it.
You also testified that members from his security staff would observe these incidents. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you specify, Ms. Richard, who from Mr. Combs' security staff witnessed incidents of violence?
D-Rock and Bonds.
And can you please describe what D-Rock's role was for Mr. Combs?
He was a bodyguard. He was also really close to Puff. Like they were close like brothers.
How would D-Rock and Bonds react to incidents of violence that they observed?
They wouldn't react. They wouldn't do anything.
Did you ever observe Ms. Ventura with injuries after these instances of abuse?
Yes.
Where on her body?
Her face. When I say face, her eyes, her lip, her arms, her knees.
How, if at all, would Ms. Ventura attempt to cover up or hide these injuries?
With makeup, clothing, and sometimes sunglasses.
Was there a time that you and Ms. Ventura and Mr. Combs were in Mr. Combs' New York residence?
Correct.
What happened while you were in the residence?
Kalina and I were in the bathroom getting ready, doing our makeup, and Puffy and Cassie were in the hallway arguing.
What did you observe happen next?
He punched her in the face.
Did he punch her with an open or closed fist?
It was a closed fist.
After Mr. Combs punched Ms. Ventura in the face with a closed fist, how did she respond?
She came into the bathroom crying. He walked off angry, and she came in the bathroom. And we were with her, and it was really quiet. You could see her upset, like she was hurt. She was embarrassed.
Ms. Richard, what, if anything, would you discuss with Ms. Ventura about her music career?
She wanted to put out her album, and I told her I would write for her. She wanted to do more modeling. She wanted to do well with her career. And I, myself and Kalina, we encouraged her to do that. We wanted to support her in any way that we could.
Did you observe any discussions between Ms. Ventura and Mr. Combs about those career goals?
Yes.
And how, if at all, would Mr. Combs respond in those discussions?
Mr. Combs didn't like that we knew or we talked to Cassie, and oftentimes we would pay for it.
Ms. Richard, can you describe what, if anything, you recall Mr. Combs saying to Ms. Ventura in those discussions?
Like, it was coming. But when he say it would come, he would also tell her, like, he owned her. And it was always wait for her.
What was Mr. Combs' demeanor in these discussions?
Sometimes it was just a moment of like, wait your turn, and it was regular. And then other times it was violent and volatile, and we would have to see that.
Ms. Richard, what, if anything, would you tell Ms. Ventura after witnessing acts of physical abuse?
We told her she should leave.
How would Ms. Ventura react when you told her to leave?
Cass looked torn. Like, she would listen, but I could see the fear.
And what, if anything, did Mr. Combs tell you after those discussions?
He didn't like it when Kalina and I would talk to Cass because she would tell him, and then he would come and we would pay for it.
What, if any, threats would Mr. Combs make to you?
Y'all are going to pay for it. It's always you do this or else something bad will happen to you. It was always that, like a threat, that if you didn't stay in line, there was consequences.
What was Mr. Combs' demeanor when he made these threats?
Sometimes it was a stern, like, moment to say it, and other times it was loud, angry, violent, and like, it's mean. It was mean.
Did anyone else speak to you specifically about your discussions with Ms. Ventura?
Yes.
Who was that?
Harv Pierre.
And what, if anything, would Mr. Pierre tell you?
Harv said it gets dark and lonely. And Mr. Combs used to say this too. It gets dark and lonely if you don't listen. It was very much like, y'all need to listen to him. Y'all don't want to deal with what happens if you don't. And that was stated by Harv and Mr. Combs.
What did you understand that when Mr. Pierre and Mr. Combs said it gets dark and lonely?
I had seen and witnessed brutality in a way that I had to believe that if the person that was supposedly in love with did what he did to her, what would he do to an employee? I imagine it would be worse than that.
How did you respond to these threats?
I saw what if you spoke out looked like, so I would oftentimes approach Mr. Combs like with softness and like, hey, how are you? It was always very much like, if I do it this way, I maybe will have a better chance than what the other way looked like.
Did you continue to try to intervene in Mr. Combs' relationship?
No. I made a decision that it would be best for the safety of myself to not interfere because I don't think she was ready to really do anything.